Good morning, one and all. I, Padmaja, Assistant Professor in Department of Mathematics, Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering, Bengaluru, welcome you all for the second day of Atal FTP on computational mathematics and artificial intelligence for engineers. Now, I would like to introduce speaker of this session, Professor Neeta H. Shah. Professor Neeta received her PhD in statistics from Gujarat University in 1994. She is the HOD of Department of Mathematics at Gujarat University. She is a postdoctoral visiting research fellow of the University of New Brunswick, Canada. Professor Neeta's research interests include inventory modeling in the supply chain, robotic modeling, mathematical modeling of infectious diseases, image processing, dynamical systems and its applications, etc. Professor Neeta has published 13 monographs, 5 textbooks, and 475 plus peer-reviewed research papers. 5 edited books are prepared for IGI, Global, and Springer, with Dr. Mandeep Mittal as the co-editor. Her papers are published in high-impact journals of elsewhere in the Science and Taylor and Francis. According to the Google Scholar, the total number of citations is over 3,652, and the maximum number of citations for a single paper is over 180. The H index is 27 and I-10 index is 94 till date November 2021. She has guided 30 PhD students and 15 MPhil students till now. 8 students are pursuing research for their PhD degree. 1 DSK UGC postdoctorate fellow is working under Professor Shah. Professor Shah is fellow of AIMS and ISCA. She has traveled to United States, Singapore, Canada, South Africa, Malaysia, and Indonesia giving talks. She is the president of Operational Research Society of India, Ahmedabad chapter. She is a council member of Indian Mathematical Society. Now, I request our HOD, Dr. Radha Gupta, to speak few words about the speaker. Ma'am, I hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaja. A very good morning to Dr. Neeta Shah and all the participants. And on behalf of the management of Dayanand Sagar institutions as well as AICT Atal, I extend a very hearty welcome to you, ma'am. And I have been listening to you for quite a long time, and every time I listen to you, it is a pleasure to listen to you, and your knowledge sharing is actually helping us a lot. So once again, I welcome you, and I'm looking forward to your session today, madam. Please take over the dais.
Thank you, Radha, madam. Good morning to the Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering Management and delegates who are on virtual platform. Let me share the screen first. I should congratulate head and faculty members who grabbed 2 FDPs from Atal. And both the FDPs are taking care of new topic, which is the need of the academic institute and real life problems. So congratulations to faculty members, and in particular Radha madam, Dr. Mamta, Dr. Padma. Okay, so today in fact the subject of this FDP is computational methods and artificial intelligence for engineers. Okay, so why artificial intelligence? And in maths for engineers, what we can do. That is what is the objective of this talk. So most of the engineering branches has either ordinary differential equation or partial differential equation to start with. Okay. And in the first and second semester, we generally say these are the different methods, analytic methods by which we can solve the either ODE or PDE. But when it comes to that problem, for example, in mechanics, if earthquake is to be measured or heat equation is to be solved. Sometimes analytic solutions are not easy to work out or may not be easy to work out. No doubt nowadays, since long, maybe 2 decades, we have different numerical techniques which are quite useful. That is, for example, finite difference method, finite element method, finite volume method. And latest is, since 1 decade, we are saying that artificial intelligence and neural network can be used to get the appropriate solution. So let us see now how to get this concept, that is solution of ODE or PDE using neural network. As I said, there are huge number of methods. One can say analytic methods for solving ODE. First, I will concentrate on ODE, then system of ODE, and at last we will go with the partial differential equation. Some of them produce a solution in the form of an array that contains the value of solutions at a selected group of points. That means solution you can work, analytic solution you can work out, and then we generally try to, or engineers generally try to go for these trajectories. Okay, and depending upon the number of constants and value of constants, you can find different trajectories which suits best in the problem. Other uses basis functions to represent the solution in analytic form and transform the original problem into system of linear equations. That one can have, if I have a differential equation of higher order, I can using transformation, I can break it into system of linear equations and solve and get the original solution. In solving differential equations using neural networks is restricted to the case of solving the linear system of algebraic equations, which result from the discretization of the domain. So in the beginning, I am saying that using neural networks is also having some restriction, but at the end we'll see that no, there is no restriction at all in solving any ODE or PDE. The solution of a linear system of equations. Obviously, when I say equations, it is ODE. Is mapped onto the architecture of Hopfield neural network. Hopfield neural network gives the best approximation and even the convergent solution. The minimization of the network's energy function provides the solution to the system of equations. So in Hopfield neural network, the main part is energy function, and that solves the system of equations. Another approach of ODE is based on the fact that certain types of splines, for instance, linear B-spline, spline function, cubic spline function, quadratic spline function, can be derived by the superposition of piecewise linear activation function. Now you will see that where all this terminology is to be used when we will solve differential equations. So we all know about the piecewise linear functions. This piecewise linear function in terms of either B-spline or simple spline or cubic spline can be used to get the convergence of the solution of the ordinary differential equation. And the solution of a differential equation using linear B-spline as a basis of the functions. So now some part of linear algebra comes. The solution should be linearly independent, otherwise linearly dependent solution. So you can write solution, one solution in terms of other. Okay, and that is what is not it's not acceptable. So we need to have a number of solutions. Those solutions will form a basis, can be obtained by solving a system of linear or non-linear equations in order to determine the parameters of these splines. Such a solution form is mapped directly on the architecture of feed-forward neural network and can be replaced in each spline. That is, every time spline will be getting updated with the sum of piecewise linear activation functions that corresponds to the hidden units. So we have next term which we need to know about hidden units. Just wait for some time. And this method considers local basis functions, and in general, it requires many splines to be updated in order to get the accurate solution. Because after all, we mathematician always wants to have the exact solution. We won't get exact solution, but accurate solution. Because after all, this is a numerical method, and numerical method gives accurate solution up to required error from our end, or acceptable error, one can say. So let us see a general method for solving both ordinary differential equations and PDEs that relies on the functions approximation capability. Functions should able to approximate properly. It should not go or it should not have more deviation using feed-forward neural networks and result in the construction of a solution written in a differentiable but obviously closed analytic form. So what I mean to say that you are given a differential equation, either ODE or PDE. You may or you may not knowing about the closed analytic form, but using this neural network, I should have approximation of the functions so that the obtained solution, that is numerical solution, should be most close to the analytic form. If closed form is not available, then we will use some different approach. This form employs a feed-forward neural network as the basic approximation element, and this basic approximations, which are actually parameters, and we call these parameters to be weights and biases. We need to analyze in such a way that error function is minimized. Okay, because as I said in the previous paragraph, that we are trying to find the numerical solution which is as close as analytic form. So obviously, to have the trade-off between analytic and numerical solution, I need to minimize the error function. Okay. To train the network, we employ optimization technique. And here I have used gradient method in one example, and in second example, use least square method, which in turn requires the computation of gradient of the error with respect to network parameters, that is variables. The model function is expressed as sum of two terms. The first term should satisfy initial and boundary conditions and contains no adjustable parameters. So this is as good as if I talk about in optimization, the term is deterministic in nature and it should satisfy initial and boundary condition, initial or and initial and boundary conditions. The second term is in our hand. It involves feed-forward neural network to be trained so as to satisfy the differential equation. So we can have, and how to satisfy this? Using weights. Okay. Since it is known that multi-layer perception with a hidden layer, say 1, can approximate any function to arbitrary accuracy. We don't want arbitrary accuracy, so we will be using different number of hidden layers. It is reasonable to consider this type of network architecture as a candidate model for treating differential equations. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of using neural architecture? Is let's see. First one, the solution via artificial neural network is a differentiable, closed analytic form, easily used in any subsequent calculation. Okay. Because when you find a solution, you have to have it some of the physical properties to be preserved. And here, whatever solution you get through ANN will remain differentiable. So continuity is getting preserved, and it also satisfies the closeness. It is quite close to the analytic form. Most of the techniques offer a discrete solution. Okay. For example, predictor corrector or Renz-Kutta and many more. Okay. Or solution of limited differentiability. So there may be infinitely many or finitely many points of discontinuity. For example, finite element method, okay, or finite volume method if you are working with 3 dimension. Okay. But I don't want to go with discrete solution. The solution which you get from ANN is characterized by generalization properties of neural network, which are known to be superior. This is the term used for getting preserving generalized properties of neural network. Comparative results presented in this work will illustrate later on. Okay. Then the required number of model parameters is far less than any other solution. If those who are knowing about finite element method, you are dividing whole space into number of different and finite number of grids. And at each grid, you need to have initial condition or boundary condition or both. That is what I need to work on. But neural network has a facility that it can go with only small number of parameters. And obviously that will be very low demanded and memory space. So memory space you can keep empty. The method in general and can be applied to ODE, system of ODE and PDEs. The method can be realized in hardware also, that is using neuroprocessor. These are the advanced methods. Neuroprocessors and hence offer the opportunity to tackle the real-time difficult differential equation problems arising in many engineering applications. I will show you here because you all know about COVID-19 transmission. Everybody is after knowing the transmission pattern, and I will show you one example where I will have a system of linear differential equations, a system of non-linear or linear differential equations, and in which I have used neuroprocessors. The method can also be efficiently implemented on parallel processes. You can use in physics, chemistry, biology, economics, and many more. Physics, many times it is used in nuclear physics. And these are the examples which I know and I have done. Okay, there may be much more than what I did. In chemistry, we had worked on thermodynamical properties. Biology, we did good number of work in COVID-19 transmission and prediction and how to control it. Economics, as I said in introducing me, that's a main research area of mine. So one can use, and everywhere you will find either ordinary or partial differential equation, and one can think of applying it. Sometimes when it is difficult to find the exact solution of differential equation in practical applications, the numerical methods can be taken as a compromisation method. But when you say compromisation method, it should not be deviating far away from the original one. So numerical methods for solving differential equation also has the important theoretical significance and practical applications value. And that may be a reason why Professor Radha Gupta had taken the first word as computational methods for this program. This I can just skip. Now about the neural network, I said 3 terms there: hidden layers, with forward method, and next term will come in the next 2 slides. So what exactly neural network has become an alternative to the numerical solution of differential equation, because they avoid some of the drawbacks of traditional numerical techniques. For example, I don't have to discretize, okay, which involves simple square grid and does not require spatial processing for nonlinear differential equations. So neural network has advantage that I don't have to divide into small grids or square grids, because as soon as square grid comes, you have to think about the 4 vertices, whether the function will remain continuous or preserve differentiability at this 4 vertices of a square or not. If it fails, then we are in a soup, and that is what we don't require. Okay? It is not acceptable. So the objective of the proposed presentation is to introduce a method which we call Bernstein neural network method, and this is what I will be using in giving you solution of ODE, system of ODE and PDE, and extreme learning machine algorithm. So these are the 2 things we will be using. In fact, Bernstein neural network also uses some part of deep learning, but I will try to avoid it in terms of machine learning algorithms. So you don't have to read for what exactly deep learning is. And this is what we will be using in partial differential solution of partial differential equations. So these are the 3 main things. One is ANN, that is artificial neural network, recurrent neural network, and convolution neural network. We will be concentrating on the first mode, that is artificial neural network, and then we will have to go with some part of convolution of neural network, that is CNN. Okay, and how it goes. First was neural network, that was what invented. That was going to the artificial neural network, and that goes to Bernstein neural network. Actually, neural network is not, it's a natural one. You all know we have a spinal cord, okay? And spinal cord, our whole body is getting executed to the nervous system. And that is what is neural network, okay? And when you do something by your own, then artificial neural network, which is in general, to shorten it, we say neural network, is a mathematical model or computational model that simulates the computational model like the biological neural network. I'm giving you one example of biological neural network. In most cases, NNN is an adaptive system. Why we call it adaptive system? Because that changes its structure based on external or internal information. So as soon as you change the information, either externally or internally, system will have a different solution, okay, that flows through the network during the learning process. Now this learning process, in the previous one I said network, training network. Neurons. Let's see what is how it works in biological model. Neurons are the basic signaling units of the nervous system that we all know, because this is what we had studied in the 11th and 12th standard biology course. Okay? And each neuron is a discrete cell. That is, each neuron is having own function to work on. So we call it a discrete cell, whose several processes arise from its cell body. So even a one neuron has to do huge number of activities. And that's why we say it has several processes in a small cell in our body. Human brain has more than 10 billion interconnected neurons from where signals are getting executed. Each neuron is a cell that uses a biochemical reactions to receive, process, and transmit information. So here, each neuron has to perform these three processes, that is receive, process, and then transmit information. So one can have three different differential equations, okay, for each neuron. First line is saying 10 billion interconnected neurons. So all these neurons are interconnected. So if one neuron receives, if one neuron does some work, then it has to get transmitted in all 10 billion neurons. Okay, so one can see what a huge amount of PDE one can formulate from this just for one process, just to signal one process. Then comes dendrites. Dendrites are connected to the cell body or soma when nuclear of cell is located. And nucleus is the main body of each cell. Okay? So neurons and dendrites are connected through nucleus of the cell. Nucleus is also known as center of the cell. This is how it looks like. See, this is just one neuron pic. Okay. You have dendrites. Okay. Branches are called dendrites. Okay. Then just one nucleus I have taken up. If you look at this, the arrow which I'm pointing, that is called axon. They are interconnected, you can see. Okay. And now next we have synapses terminals. Okay, so these terminals transmit or receive or process the axon. So we have a network of now fibers. That is what is called dendrites. Okay. Axons, the body of the cell is single long fiber. Okay. And you can see how complex it is. Okay. And this is what you need to train for different processes. Okay. The neuron impulse is what it transformed by the activation function. That is, whatever you give as a signal, some of the input signals will be worked out and it will be transformed by the activation function. The basic processing elements of this neural network are called artificial neurons, or simply neurons or nodes. That is what I had shown in the previous diagram. Okay, that can be understood if biology, some part of biology is known. But what is to be done in mathematics? So now let us have the mathematics of this neuron. In the mathematical model of neuron, the synaptic effect are represented by connection, that is weights. Okay, so we will give some weights. The module let the effect of the input signals and the nonlinear characteristic of neuron is represented by an activation function. So the diagram which I had shown, neuron and effect on it, synaptic effect on it can be measured or can be obtained by some weights. And these weights will modulate the effect of input signals, and nonlinear characteristic of neuron can be represented by activation function. the neuron impulse is computed as the weighted sum of input signals, because same weight is not to be given to every neuron. Okay, I need to have different weights for different neuron impulse. So, but when it comes to the final one, that is when you want to have the transformation by the activation function, whole thing is to be taken care of. So we go with the weighted sum of the input signals. The learning capability of an artificial neuron can be achieved by adjusting the weights in accordance to chosen learning algorithm. So depending upon the algorithm which you are going to frame, you have to adjust weights so that solution can be achieved. Okay. So what I need to have in mathematical model, synapses of the neuron, which are modeled as weights. Then the strength of connection between an input and the neuron is noted as the value of the weight. Okay, what the numerical value is to be given. An acceptable range of output is usually between 0 and 1 or -1 and 1. Not necessary that we cannot go with the negative values. If you want to reject some of the points, some of the numerical values, then you can also have between 0 to -1. So what we say that acceptable range of output will be in general 0 to 1. But if you want to throw away some of the data, which is not of any use, then you can also take range between -1 to 1. So here the picture looks like. See, you have a fixed input. I'm saying I have a huge data, so I'm taking plus or -1. These are the different parameters, x0, x1, x2. And these parameters are nothing but the input signals. Now on these input signals, previous slide was saying second step was to give synaptic weights. So I have given weights WK0 to WKP. Okay. And all this goes to summing junction. Okay, so we have sigma. And that will be working on activation function to give the output. So this is the basic model of neural network. Now here, what are the main components which we should take care of? Obviously, activation function. For any differential equation, solution of any differential equation, activation function is to be chosen in a very proper manner. And once activation function is chosen, obviously the goal of our computation is to have the solution which is quite near to analytic solution. So that depends upon the synaptic weights, how we choose synaptic weights. Okay, and through practice we know about it, how to take it. Okay. And obviously these are input parameters. It has to be there. Okay. So here the explanation is signal flows from input x1 to xn are unidirectional. They can move only in one direction, indicated by arrows to the neurons output signal flow. That is the extreme one. So here we have this neuron output signal. We call it net. And this net is nothing but the total sum of weighted sum. Okay, that is f of sigma wj xa, and you have n weights with you. Okay. This is called weight vector because you have good number of input parameters. So xa is input vector, and f of net is called activation function. The variable net is defined as a scalar product of the weights and input vector by this one, W transpose X, quite obvious. So we have a net, that is activation function, as sum of the input parameters and weights applied on it. This is obviously transpose vector. Okay. Now the output value of O is what we need to compute. So we say that O is 1 if W transpose X, that is net weights, is more than the threshold. Threshold you can always have in mind, that is you can always assume, and it is 0 otherwise. And when you say 0, we call the node is a linear threshold unit. Okay. Now, what are the activities going in between? That is the internal activity of the model for the neurons is this one. That is when you have weights applied on input parameters, you are getting, one vector is getting generated. So we have V of K is equal to sigma WKJ XJ, J is from 1 to B. You are taking some part of data. Okay. But in the intermediate format, I say that I will be using Bernstein neural network. We call it BENN. It is single layer which consists of input node, an output node, and a functional extension block based on the Bernstein basis function. So next part, I need to know what is Bernstein basis function. Okay. So there are 3 components in BENN: input node, output layer, and functional extension block. Okay. In fact, what we need to do, we eliminated the hidden layer by using the Bernstein basis function. So we are replacing hidden layer of neural network by this basis function. Okay. Which transforms the input pattern to a higher dimension space, where the Bernstein function basis functions will be denoted by BNX. So when we are working with ANN, obviously dimension will be much higher. Okay, and Bernstein basis function transforms input parameter to a higher dimensional space. If it is 2 and 3, it's quite easy to work with. But when you want higher dimension, we can use BNX. Okay, this is how the model looks like. You have input layer, X1, X2, Xn. Then here we will put Bernstein function, different Bernstein functions, and then using algorithm, I can get the output. Okay, but on each Bernstein, we will put some weights, W. Okay, that is here, if it is W1, W2, W3, and so on. Okay, so here is the match. What is general form of this Bernstein basis function? It is Bjnx is equal to Cjn xj into 1 minus x raised to n minus j. Okay. N and j are integers, obviously. But here, j can move only up to n, starting from 0. Okay. That is what I had here. It starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, up. It is from top, 0 up to n. So now I have Bernstein basis function, which I need to superimpose instead of hidden layer. Okay. And Bernstein basis function has symmetricity, so quite useful. That is Bnj and Bjn are one and the same, and recursive formula one can obtain. If I go on putting 0, 1, 2 up to n, I can get Bjnx as Bn minus Jn 1 minus x, and that leads to Bjn in terms of 1 minus x, Bjn minus 1x plus x into Bj minus 1 n minus 1x. Now, when I start with, I will initialize using B0n, okay, and then I can just put the recursive formula and get the updated solution. Okay. For example, suppose you have m dimensional input vector, x1, x2, x. Okay. So the pattern, what I said, what I will have, Boston polynomials as B0 x1, B1 x1, Bn x1, that is for the first parameter. Similarly for x2 parameter and so on up to xm parameters. So now I have this many polynomials. Now by extending the m-dimensional input vector to n dimension and apply it to a single layer neural network. That is, once these polynomials are known, I can increase my dimension. Okay. This is what I did. For one of the differential equation, the stars, okay, is exact solution when m was 2. And I have increased dimension from 2 to 12. Then the red line is BENN solution. You can see that almost all points are on the curve plotted by the Boston solution. Okay. So all they are in 100% or maybe 99% accordance with the solution, with the exact solution. Okay. Let us see some problems. First problem, say d psi x by dx is simply 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2, subject to initial conditions xi0 is 0 and x belongs to 0, 1, close interval. We all know this is easily integrable equation. So I can get the solution as x4 minus x cubed plus 2x. We start with, we will be using BENN, a Boston neural network. Let us start with the solution, that is psi dx as x into nxp. And will train neural network for 10 equidistant points in 0, 1. And 5 sigmoid hidden units. So we will have 5 nodes and 10 equidistant points. This is what it looks like. It is equidistant. Now, if you look at this, this is the exact value. This exact value at x is equal to 0.1111, I can get from exact solution from x4 minus x cubed plus 2x. So exact solution is known to me. And this is what I'm getting as a neural output in terms of error. Okay. Now, if you look from 0.5 to 1 into 10 raised to minus 4, then the error minimization is occurred and the convergence of the neural output up to given accuracy. In my problem, that is in my coding, I had kept 10 raised to minus 4 to be accuracy. So one can check that it is convergent and error is minimized. Here, because I was doing for the first time, I selected weights in random. That is, no order is to be preserved in weights. Okay. Any weight you can give it to x1 or x2 or xn. That is randomly. Okay. And this is the output. Okay. I said I have 10 points. So exact solution, which is obtained for, plot is for x4 minus x cubed plus 2x. That is red one. And the solution which I got using neural network coincides up to 6 and then slightly converges from the exact solution. That can be negligible. So I can accept it. That is acceptable, what I mean to say. Okay. So difference in the exact solution and the neural output with the accuracy of 10 raised to minus 4. That is what I said, that my accuracy constant was 10 raised to minus 4. This is what I said. Okay. Now, when you do it, you also need to know what is the testing point, what are the exact results, and what is the result from the neural network. Okay. So it says that this is in terms of error. Okay. So when you have testing point, the error point taken was 5308 and so on, and exact result, that is using the analytic solution we got, it is 9914, 0.9914. while neural network gives me 1.0373. So you can see that it is hardly 0.06. Okay? And it goes on getting minimized. So this is what it says, that with the accuracy 10⁻⁴ at the testing points. Okay. One more, but this is almost same. I have simple equation d psi x dx as 2x plus 1. Solution is x square plus x. We have 6 points, equidistant points in 0, 1, and 5 sigmoid hidden units. The result is almost same, so I think I can skip this one. Okay. Next one is dy by dx is equal to y minus x square plus 1, with y0 is equal to 0.5. So here I can have a solution. There is no problem. I can have dy by dx minus y equal to x is equal to minus x square plus 1. Okay. Lagrange's equation, I can solve it. Okay. And after solving the equation, I will get analytic solution. Let us assume once again that the trial solution is ytx is equal to x into nxp. Take 10 equidistant points and 6 weights. So I will be taking first 6 Boolean polynomials. Okay. So this is what it gives. Boolean solution is this. Okay. Error function, you can see. Error function goes on decreasing. And I checked also with one of the established method, and error function what we get using Boolean neural network is much smaller than what was given in 29 reference. Okay, so it hardly deviates from the exact solution, and error function is getting minimized. So this says that how this is what in fact the first problem which I had shown, that almost they coincide with each other. Okay. This is by Boolean neural network and cubic spline function. Okay. Here, this blue line defines a multi-layer perceptron, and you can see that it deviates a lot from point to point. But Boolean neural network gives you continuous curve, and multi-layer perceptron is slightly not acceptable because you have good number of or I can say finitely many discontinuities. I may not able to say what happens at this point or at the corner points, you can say. I'm pointing arrows, but in general I can say what will happen, whether continuity and differentiability will survive for the solution obtained. That is not guaranteed by multi-layer perceptron, but Boolean gives a better solution. You don't have any point of discontinuity, at least in this function solution. Okay. I saw 2 examples on first order, one more in second order. Say d square y by dx square plus y equal to 2. Because you are with second order, I need to have 2 conditions. Initial conditions, say y0 equal to 1 and y1 equal to 0. Let us have the, even this function can be easily integrated. I can say d square y by dx square equal to 2 minus y. Just integrate twice and you can get the exact solution, because constants can be worked out using conditions. Now let us apply Boolean. So for that, I need to know the trial solution. Okay, so I said ytx. T stands for trial solution. Say 1 minus x plus x into 1 minus x nxp. And let us have 10 equidistant points in 0, 1. So this is what we have as an exact solution, Boolean solution, and error function is 10⁻⁹. It is quite negligible. So both of them are, I mean, bundle neural network solution can be accepted instead of exact solution. And this is how solution looks like. Maximum absolute error is just 7.3 into 10 raised to minus 9. Okay, so that is 0.73, 10 raised to minus 10. Okay, now system of differential equations. Okay, this is in fact a very simple form of COVID-19 model. Okay. First compartment is cos x, that is susceptible, and because you know that cos x is 2 pi periodic, and even COVID-19 is periodic function, but I made it somewhat more simpler, that it is 2 pi periodic. So I took cos x. Then exposed, infected, medicated, and recovered. So this represents system of nonlinear differential equation because I have cos x function. Okay. Now, now the aim is to solve this system of differential equation using Boston neural network. Okay. And here, I need to know for each, generally we call y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 compartmental model or for disease model. So each compartment, now I need to have trial solution with Boston polynomial. So we have x and xp for first, third, and fifth, and for 2 and 4, that is for exposed. As I said, y2 is exposed and y4 is medicated. So for 2 and 4, I'm taking 1 plus x and xp. The purpose here is recovered and exposed. Exposed means it doesn't mean that they will get infected. Okay, and medicated means they will get recovered or they will die. I'm not taking extreme assumption that they will die. At present, I'm just assuming that they will get recover very soon. So we have 1 plus x and p. Okay. Once again, I'm taking 10 notes, and here is a solution. For susceptible, it increases. Second one is exposed. Exposed are getting decreased, but they are getting decreased because they individuals are moving towards infected. Once y3 is infected, then the fourth one, y4, is medicated. See, now medication is showing decreasing trend. So individuals who got infected can stay home, can isolate them at home and get recovered. That is, hospitalization is not required. Okay. And here also, I got maximum absolute error to be 6.8 into 10 raised to minus 8. Next one is, in fact, this would be partial differential equation. Del square y by del x1 square plus del square y by del x2 square equal to sine pi x1, sine pi x2. And then you have two boundary conditions on x1 and x2. Initial condition and boundary condition. x1 and x2 are in close interval 0, 1. So now I need to have trial solution for x1 and x2 as x1 into 1 minus x1, x2 into 1 minus x2, and xp. And obviously, because you have two variables, I am in the space of 0, 1 cross 0, 1. So like in the previous examples, I used to have only 10 equidistant points. You can have many more. Okay, it depends on you. So 10 into 10. So 100 equidistant points are to be taken care of. That is, the whole space of 0, 1 cross 0, 1 is to be divided into 100 points. I have just listed some of the solutions for x1, x2, exact solution, and Boston neural network solution. And this is what surface curve looks like for the, or you can say trajectories, what you can get in terms of surface curve. Okay. Left side is for the exact solution, right side for the ENN. And they look almost same. Here, superimposing BENN on the exact solution will not, you won't able to visualize. So I have plotted two different figures. Okay. And this is how error function looks like. You can see that error function is very small quantity. This I can skip. Okay. Now go to the higher power of differential equation. Say del 4y x1 x2 equal to given thing. Y x1 x2 is 0 and x1 x2 belongs to minus 1 1 square. That means minus 1 1 cross minus 1 1 plane. Okay. And del y by del n x1 x2 is 0. Okay. So you have initial condition and boundary condition. So trial solution is taken as x1 square minus 1 whole square into it should be x2 square, x2 square minus 1 whole square and n x1 x2 p. Now here one point is itself minus 1 1 minus 1 1 and 10 grid points for x1, 10 grid points for x2. So in all, we take we divide the plane minus 1 1 cross minus 1 1 into 121 points, grid points. Okay, so this is how no, because this is not easy to remember, so I'm skipping to graphical mode. So you can see that exact solution and Bernstein neural network solution are almost same. Okay. This is error function and it is of absolute error 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 14, very negligible quantity. Okay. Okay. It has been observed that neural output varies for the number of inputs that are to be trained, as well as number of hidden nodes. But as that is what I said, when you go with the 10 hidden nodes or 100 hidden nodes, solution will vary. Okay. Vary in the sense error function will get minimized. Okay. Small values of the learning constant makes the slow convergence, and that is not acceptable, at least for we people, that is mathematician fraternity. Slow convergence of the error and the large value makes convergence rapid. But the error approximation will differ in both the cases. That is quite obvious. That we also do when we do mechanically, when we solve the problems in numerical methods, for example, bisection method or Newton-Raphson method, we have seen slow and large convergence or rapid convergence. Okay. And the reason is updated parameters of neuron process works for each new arbitrary point from the domain. So it doesn't have to go back to the initial point. The last one, that is in the 10th iteration, whatever parameters has been received by the neuron process, that will be carried forward in 11th iteration. That is what it says, that the updated parameters of the neuron process works for each new arbitrary point for the domain. The approximation is more effective when selection of the parameters is made such that the error at the first epoch is small. And this step actually one should always take care of, that in the first iteration, if you have very small error, then you can continue with your weights and activation function. And if it is not so, you change activation function and weights. By this type of selection, the time for error convergence can be reduced to some extent. And examples which I had shown, and in particular the system, we observed that some cases convergence of neural output get stopped, while the accuracy increases further and further. That means you can consider that solution to be acceptable solution. Okay. Result may be good if more number of hidden nodes are taken. But once you have more hidden nodes, your grids to be increased and it gets exponential and convergence may be faster. As such, will be a challenge to see how far the result become better by taking different number of hidden layers and nodes. And once you feel that now you have reached to optimized solution, you can consider that solution to be the optimum solution. Okay. So better result could be expected by taking more number of test points, but the error values are more. Also, we had seen that the parameters of ANN remains fixed because we said ANN consists of two terms. Okay, first term is not in your control. That is, it is deterministic. Second term you can work with it. Okay, so this is what it says, that it was observed that the parameters of ANN remains fixed, while the dimension can be increased by taking more test points. But in this process, the time required will be more for getting the better solution. So this is what I wanted to say from my end. Enjoy artificial neural network and mathematics. If you have any question, you are most welcome. Over to you, madam. Now,
Yeah, 1 minute. Madam, thank you very much for this session of yours. And I'm sure there's some people who yesterday they were saying a neural network, they don't know much, but I feel they have got some idea why neural network we speak about and how it has benefited. Madam, there is a question in the chat box from a
that is what
participant.
I'm reading. That is what I'm reading. That is
Yeah.
what I'm reading. Let me check with the first question. Does this benefit from spatial hardware? No. No, this is from Dr. V.M. Margaret. Sir, no, it was from whom? No. Arup Das Gupta. I did coding in MATLAB. So it doesn't require any spatial hardware. Arup, in the problem number 8, you put 121. How? Okay. Sir, that I did with some with the purpose that if I, because most of the example I say 10 into 10 starting from. Okay. So I just wanted to give you an idea that not necessary that only 100 notes are to be taken. You can take more also. Okay. So that was the only purpose. No other purpose. For parallel processing, yes, you can use parallel processing, and that is what I did in system of differential equations to get the solution. But everything I did in MATLAB. I think I have given the response to the queries which can we have coding, madam? This card, please do it yourself because that will help you. That
Correct.
will help you. Generally, I don't give coding to anybody.
Yes, we shouldn't also.
Yeah, that's the art of every researcher.
True. Then one more question is there.
When we don't have the exact solution, then how to check the accuracy? It is in terms of convergence, Arupji. If in consecutive or in successive 2 iterations, you are getting correct answer up to your accuracy, then you can stop. So that depends upon the accuracy which you want to consider, accuracy constant which you want to consider.
Yeah, it's like any other iterative or numerical method where you decide the accuracy.
Yeah.
Any reference for the beginners?
I started using a neural network guide given in MATLAB.
Okay.
And it is quite useful. They give step-by-step process.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Good
Hello.
morning, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, Amnendu. Dr. Amnendu. Good
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. Good morning, ma'am. Actually, just one question. When I solve the any OD and PD question, that the trial solution we can consider by which mode? That means arbitrarily or
Yeah, yes, sir. Arbitrarily,
okay, ma'am. Okay.
depending upon the order of the differential or PDE, you can take it arbitrarily.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Any other questions from participants? So I think people have got a very good idea about from a mathematics background, there are many faculty here. So they have got, I think, good idea that how it can be new ideas to solve OD and PD can be used. This is something which yesterday they were in first session, some participants were looking for from mathematics background. I think today they have got the clarity. One more question is there, ma'am, did you try it on any ill-conditioned system?
No, because the problem which I'm dealing with is continuously differentiable. So I have not used, I have not come across ill-conditioned system,
Okay.
but it can be taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. I think one has to go into the depth of any, when you solve the problem only, you get to know what kind of challenges you are facing. So
Facing, yeah.
then
And
only
it-
it has to be handled.
And it
Yeah.
varies from problem to problem.
Yes, right, right. It varies from one to other problem. Any other questions? Yeah, I think we are done with the questions. And if there are further any queries, maybe they can come back to us by posting the questions to us. We can come back to you or they can directly contact you. Shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. Thank you so much, madam, for your wonderful session. As always, I look for your sessions and this was another enlightening session. So thank you so much. I request Ms. Padmaja to conclude the session.
Thank you, Professor Neeta Shah, ma'am, for giving such a wonderful presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Now, there is an announcement for participants. We will have a break for 10 minutes and we will join at 11:20. I request all of you to be in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.